like to welcome you to a very special event. My name is Janet Pelley, and speaking on behalf of all on staff here, we are honored, grateful, and inspired. Honored to have worked with Susan, grateful to her family for its generous gift to the library, and inspired to work ever harder to carry on her work of encouraging children to discover the joys of reading. And I'd like now to pass the floor to Warden John Patterson, Vice Chair of the Library Board, who will say a few words.
Members of the LaPointe family, staff, and new library users, all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be here. This is a wonderful occasion, and when I heard about the donation that led to this day, I was extremely pleased. Having served on the library board for something like 17 years, more years than I like to think about, I know the needs of our library system and our systems across the province, and it's obvious from the group that's here today that Susan was a valued member of staff, and on behalf of the board, I would like to thank you very much for being here. I would like to thank the family for the support that you are giving to our library here in Truro. We appreciate it. Keep up the good work, all, and as we move forward, one of these days, perhaps there will be a new central library for the Colchester-East system, but I would like to say that as we move on, we are making progress. In my home community of Mount Uniacke, there is now a library. When I went on council and on the board, there wasn't. We have a new facility in Elmsdale, and there's, as most of you perhaps know, at this very moment, a new library for Tatamagouche is under construction. So we are making progress. Anyway, thanks again.
They are very close to the library, seeing that each one of them is either working at the library or have worked at the library. Our first storyteller is Mary Bruce Fisher. She's a former employee. In fact, she was my assistant for many, many years, and a wonderful storyteller. And she will be coming up to do her story.
I want to see you do it. It'll take a little while, she said. So she started spinning again and again, and was soon out of sight in the caboose. For a long time, pollywog, nothing happened. But the pollywog was very patient. What was happening? But he doesn't know it. He watched and he watched and he watched. For days and days and days.
Goldfish, what do you see? I see lots of people looking at me. Mother, what do you see? I see beautiful children looking at me.
A duck says quack, a bird says wee, a hen says and her chicks say a bee goes and a sheep says, but some little creatures say nothing at all. These little bugs, they don't talk.
And very difficult. Early one morning, before the sun got up, the little mouse set off. And you know, mice hop along, and he hopped and he hopped and he hopped, and he watched out for the shadows overhead. And soon he came to the great river.
All of our storytellers, it was wonderful. And now I would like to have the members of the LaPointe family come forward if they wish to say a few words, and if they would then unveil the report that they have given us of Susan.
I don't think my boys are going to come up and say anything, so I'll have to speak for them. And I promise not to be too long. It's interesting. Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you for coming. I didn't believe that this would happen. But anyway, when Cathy was up here doing Cathy Smith doing her story, remind me 19 years ago this year, she came into a business that I started in Truro, teaching adults who didn't have the opportunity to finish school, and I was teaching them from a 0 to grade 6, so adults who really couldn't read or write. And because I had met Cathy through her husband Don, who helped me hire teachers to teach those people, Cathy came in and told a story like that to the adults. So it's quite a jump from 19 years ago to today, when she's telling stories to young children who will hopefully have the chance to read in that. And if you know Susan, which most of you do, that's why you're here, is that books were everything. I was actually going to phone up Cathy Newton or Lynda and ask, maybe you could tell me how many books Susan has taken out of the library? I think we came here in 1979. One of the first things we did was find the library and get library cards for the two boys at that time. Stephen came along a little late after that. And ever since then, it's been reading. She's always read to the children. Her children, our boys, it wasn't like this. It was just a chair where a parent could come in and sit in the corner and take a little child, and sit them on their knee or their lap and read a story to them. And whether it's a mother or a father, or just a friend with a child, right? Be willing to help out with that concept. What do you think? They grabbed onto it. And Lynda and I talked, and Janet, and then we turned it over to Cathy Newton and Jean and the rest of the stuff. And what you see here today is a result of that. And it's just wonderful. I'm so pleased. Susan would be horrified. She knew that I was standing up here talking. So I'll be saying, what did you do? But in all, she'd be very pleased, because in the library, it wasn't just the little ones. She worked with staff. She loved the staff, all of the people in the library, not just the children's department, but the adult department too. She also was involved with the students.